You guys are here for the introduction, right? Right. What had I told you? It's the ICT introduction class and whatnot. Why are you here? Yeah. So I'll be discussing a lot of things today. I'm going to talk about myself first. After that, we're going to talk about why you have chosen to do ICT for A-levels. Maybe there would be many reasons. We'll talk about that. And we're going to talk about what benefits you get for your academic career as well as for life when you learn ICT. And after that, we're gonna talk about certain what do you call real life problems when you choose ICT for A-levels. Not only A-levels, even for O-levels, when you choose ICT, there's a lot of problems in the society, especially at home and at school. So we're gonna talk about that as well. And after that, we're gonna talk about the university entrance and the Z-score or Z-score, as you call it, for ICT. And after that, we're going to talk about a few frequently asked questions, right? Frequently asked questions put forward by students and parents. And once that is done, I'm going to tell you how the what do you call this class will be conducted, right? And finally, I'll give you a time to ask questions. You can ask me questions, and I'll be answering to them as much as possible. All right? Okay, so let's begin. Right now, let's begin with my introduction right now. I'm not going to ask about you guys because there's like 45 students now, so I cannot afford to get all of your introductions one by one. So let's just skip that. You can introduce yourself to me personally if you wish, like through WhatsApp. But so myself, I'm Raashid Ahamed. There's a lot of students here who already know me. My students from O-levels. So not my O-levels, actually, the last O-level, right? So and there are new students from around Sri Lanka. They could be from different places. Kandy, Colombo, who knows, Badulla, Norelia, Gaul, and even Jaffna, who knows, right? I really, the reason why I get these details from you guys when you register is just to get an idea of where students are coming from, okay? So myself, I'm Raashid Ahamed from Mavanallu, right? Mavanallu is a town in the Kegal district. Kegal district, are you guys familiar with that? You guys know? It's in the Sabargama province, if you don't know. Well, I'm technically a software engineer by profession, but I'm an ICT teacher by passion. So I've been teaching ICT for like the past 7 years now. counting the 8th year. And, I've seen much results with students. A lot of students have benefited from tuitions. From my teachings, because that is why I started teaching, right? Being a software engineer, I did not want to, there's no need for teaching, right? But there was a need in the society. There was a need in Mavanal, especially, right? Especially when I was going to school, we did not have a proper teacher for ICT, especially for A-levels. No ICT teacher. So that is why I wanted to fill that gap in 2000, I think, 14, something like that. I can't remember exactly. 14 or 15, I can't remember. Okay, so I started out teaching for free. I started mentoring students for free, and I saw some results, right? Students started learning, and students started to get interested in ICT. So even I started to get interested in teaching after that, because if students are benefiting from me, then I'd rather not stop, right? So I continued the teaching process, and eventually, after I came out of the university, I did not do it for free. Okay, so after the university studies, I made it a professional thing, right? So after university, it was not for free, and eventually has come up to this stage. So even for O levels, even for A levels, a lot of students have gotten a lot of results, and you could talk to my students about it now. If you come across my students, you can just have a chat with them. Like, was he good? Was your ICT teacher good? Is he bad? Good? Oh, I don't know. So I have completed my first degree. There is a bachelor's degree of science in IT, right? Bachelor of Science in IT, and I've been through the Internet Society of Sri Lanka, and a lot of other things, among which I don't know whether you have heard of ICT Agency of Sri Lanka, ICTA. ICTA in collaboration with the Columbia University and the Ministry of Education, they conducted ICT competition, software competition, so and so. And I have even competed in those competitions. And when I was at school, I won first place in Sri Lanka. Do you want to believe that? You can do a Google search on me, right? I'm not gonna, bluff here. You can just do a Google search on Raashid, Ahamed, Mavanal, something like that. You're gonna find a lot of things, right? And I represented Sri Lanka at the Asia Pacific ICT Alliance Awards that was held in Hong Kong, right? So there's a lot of things, right? So now I'm doing teaching more than software, right? I have I have put a lot of effort into teaching, and now it's like I like teaching more than building software. I mean, creating software. So that's why I'm not gonna leave this anytime soon. Okay, I'm not gonna leave this. I'll be teaching like, I don't know, for the rest of my life. I'm not sure, but you could fall sick, right? And see, that is me. Okay, that's my introduction. And you guys are here for the introduction of ICT, right? So let's move to the big topic, shall we? Now, there's been a lot of questions while I was talking. I saw a lot of questions coming up. Please save your questions for later. I'll give you a time for questions. Okay. Then you can, put forward your questions. I hope you don't mind. Okay, because I gotta finish this as early as possible. That's for today. So, shall we talk about ICT then? Yeah. Okay. Now, let me get some ideas from you guys. Let's get some responses from you guys. Like, why did you all choose ICT for A-levels? But we'll talk about, we'll get some responses, and then I'll talk about the rest. Yeah. Why did y'all choose ICT for A-levels? Okay, there's one answer: comparatively better than, easier than science, trending field. What else? Come on, guys. ICT is the future. Because your teaching just impressed me a lot in my orders. Oh, wow. I like that. And what else? Come on, guys. Only that much. Availability of jobs. Worth studying. I like to study ICT. Okay. You can be honest here. I'm not going to tell anybody's name here. It has a good Z score. Wow. Okay. What else? Because this world is moving through technology. All right. My ambition is to be a hacker. For that, ICT. Okay. ICT will be useful in future because it's my passion. I didn't find anything suitable to study except ICT. Okay. More job opportunities. Right. Helps to get a job in future. Okay. Right. Okay. Now that's a lot of ideas. That's a lot of. I love that. Okay. Now you guys have a lot of different opinions. Our future will be in modern technology. I like ICT very much, and I like to go in ICT field. I was interested in IT and have seen my sister studying, and it's kind of outstanding field. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So he was inspired by his sibling. He or she. I didn't see that. Okay. So you see, you guys have some reason to choose ICT, don't you? Now, some students have reasons like they love ICT for no reason. Yeah, they love ICT for no reason. So the more reason to choose it, right? The more reason to learn that. So yeah, that's one reason, because you like ICT, and it is really the trending thing in the world. Okay, fine. ICT is the future, yes. Okay, you can get a lot of jobs. Yeah, you know, kind of. I'm not discouraging you here. There's a lot of jobs actually. Actually, everything is based on IT anyways hereafter. So every job is with ICT. So you don't have to worry about that. Every job is with ICT hereafter. And there was something else. You know, I saw something. It had a good Z score, and you know, that's a good point, right? I mean, for A levels, really, ICT has a heavy Z score, and what was the other one? Some had said that it's the future. It's the to live in the modern world, you need ICT. Yeah, true. You need ICT to face whatever comes up, especially some I don't know, zombie apocalypse. After these, I don't know, after these corona and those things, when they get worse, who knows? Let's be prepared, though. And what else? There was this. Oh yeah, I shouldn't miss that. One student said that student was interested in ICT because they were impressed by my teaching in O levels. So I really love that thing. And you see, some other students, they might have been coerced by parents saying that this is what you should do. That's not good. Okay. If you have been coerced or forced to do ICT for A levels, don't do that. Okay. I'm seriously speaking here. Do not choose ICT for A levels if you were forced to do it. Okay, if somebody had forced you to do that, please don't do ICT for A levels. Okay. And by the way, I told you, right? I teach ICT as a passion, so I'm not much into these online platforms yet. So this Zoom meeting would end every 40 minutes. Now, I think you guys are familiar with that from your O levels or whatever the online class you have attended. So each 40 minutes, you can rejoin using the same link. Just wanted to inform you that. Okay, so and another reason to choose ICT is, like, let's say for commerce stream students, economics is difficult. Like, I'm not discouraging economics, but boys especially, they don't like to write, do they? Now, even girls don't like to write these days. Do you like? I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. If you want to skip a subject, okay, if you want to skip a subject for your commerce stream or A-level mathematics stream, or else if you want to skip a subject for your arts stream, then you can choose ICT. So ICT can be chosen for any stream except biological science, right? Biological science, you cannot choose ICT because You choose biological science either to become a doctor or I don't know, research scientist, something like that, right? So you need all three: physics, chemistry, biology. You need those three. So students who have chosen bioscience, not so lucky. Okay. Apart from that, you can choose ICT for any stream, like arts stream, commerce stream, combined mathematics, or else these technical stream. For any of these, you can choose ICT as a third subject. No problem with that. So those are reasons. Okay, those were some reasons for you to choose ICT, right? Now, what are you going to do with that? Like the second topic, benefit of ICT. What are you going to do with that? Learning ICT. Now, we already discussed almost all of it. I don't know. It is the future, isn't it? Because the world is changing rapidly. It's growing rapidly. So, you got to embrace technology as soon as possible and as much as possible. Why? Because you got to compete in the society. You got to compete in the market if you want to survive. So for that, you need knowledge on technology. So ICT is going to give you that. Okay, at least that much. Okay. So when you choose ICT for your exams, okay, you can go through career in ICT, like technology-based careers. After your A-levels, you might have ideas with higher education, universities or some technical colleges, something like that. Okay, or even start your own firm. I don't know. Many might have many ideas, right? So that's for exams. Now, if you are going to choose ICT for A-levels, think about what you're going to do after your A-levels. This is what is important. What you're going to do after A-levels. Because end of the day, that's what matters, right? That's why you're learning. Why are you learning ICT? What are you going to do after your A-levels? That matters a lot, right? So just think about, okay, I don't think you guys have a pencil and a paper or a pen or a paper with you guys. So I'm recording this video. I'll send it to you if you want to do a recap, but it's better if you can write things down, like get some notes if you want. Okay, if you wish. So one thing I wanted to tell you is that when you're choosing a field, when you're choosing a stream, not only ICT, any subject, any stream, before you choose your stream, before you get into this learning process, plan your future. Okay, plans might change in the future, but you need a plan. Okay, plan your future, what you're going to do after your A-levels, what you're going to do in life when you're done with your exams. Okay, what you're going to do after university, what you're going to do in 5 years, let's say. Think of yourself in another 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. What should I be? Then come backwards, like, trace it back. Okay, if I'm this person in 10 years, then what should I be in 5 years? So if I'm this person in 5 years, then what should I do in the first year? That's how you got a plan. Okay. So for every year, you need a plan of action. Right. You gotta execute the plan. Planning is not enough if you don't execute the plan, if you don't work out the plan. So you need a plan, and you gotta work with that. That's very important. All right. So when you learn ICT for life, it's never a mistake. It's never in vain. Okay, it's never in vain. Why? Because we know, right? We know learning ICT is not useless. It's not useless. Why? It's the future. We know that. Even a kid knows that these days. Yeah. So I don't have to stress much about what benefit it's going to give you for life, because we already know that. Okay. So I'm gonna skip that part and talk about the next topic. Okay, that is whether you get results for A-level ICT. Now that's a big question. That's really big question. That's what I told you about the society. Okay, your parents, your teachers, or relatives, friends. A lot of people are concerned about that when you choose ICT for A-levels. Not only for A-levels, even for O-levels. So do you actually get results for ICT, O-levels, A-levels? Yeah. Do results matter? Yeah, they do. Don't they? Yeah. It's like this. Now, one thing, you get results for what you do, right? There's a saying like you reap what you what is it? I don't know. You get what you reap, or what is that thing? I mean, you get the output for what you do, right? For the effort that you put in. So it's like that, even for ICT. If you do your part well, you're going to get results. That's it. And, there is a universal truth that needs to be told here. What is that? Well, you might have heard from many people. You might have heard from, teachers, parents, I don't know. But it's really the truth. What is the truth? Not every person has the same level of IQ. Not every person is abled equally. Not every student can score 100, right? So that's the balance of life. That's the order of the world. That's the order of nature. But you cannot change that. But you gotta try. All right. It's like you cannot say, okay, it's the nature's order, so I'm just gonna get an S pass. No, you gotta try for an A. Right? You gotta work for the A part. Okay, because people who work, they get things done. Okay, so you gotta try your best. You gotta do your part, and then let Mother Nature decide. Okay, you gotta do your part first. Okay, so yes, you do get results. I have seen results from my students. So there might be even some students here who are really confident about an A pass. So I haven't seen the results yet of the latest batch. So let's see, I'll update you guys when the results are out for the O-level batches. And for the last A-level results, we had 28 A passes for A-levels. Now, does anyone want to talk about that? I had published the names of the students as well on my Facebook. So all the names of the 28 students according to their Z-score, okay, in descending order. Yes. Right. So you can check it out. You can check out my Facebook if you wish. You can check out the names of the students. So, there is results for A-level ICT. A-level ICT students get results, but who gets results? Those who work hard. Okay. So does that mean you gotta work for like 6-7 hours a day? Oh wow, you gotta keep on learning and no play, only the stuff? No, who said that? I do not recommend a lot of learning actually for my students. I mean, for ICT, especially for A-levels. I don't recommend a lot of book time. Okay, it's easy. ICT is easy, but you gotta face it. But you might have heard a lot of teachers say this, a lot of parents have talked about this, a lot of others too talk about this. What is that? That you don't get results for A-levels, for ICT. Not only for A-levels, even for O-levels. Don't do ICT, you don't get results, blah, blah. That's rubbish. Seriously, that's rubbish, isn't it? Now, a lot of teachers come with this idea because they're in the, I'm not blaming people here. It's raining heavily outside, so can you guys hear me? All right. Okay. So the point that ICT is difficult, or else the point that you don't get results for ICT, don't do ICT for O-levels, you will get a bad result, you will get a bad name for your overall result, so and so. A lot of teachers say this. Okay, leave parents. Let's say parents are not aware of the facts. What about teachers then? Why do they not recommend ICT? Why do they hate ICT? Because they don't know ICT. Maybe they're not ready to embrace technology. Maybe, who knows? I'm not blaming teachers, but I hate that. I hate what? I hate teachers discouraging ICT because it is a new technology, because it is a new thing. If you're not ready to adapt to the changing environment, if you're not ready to adapt to new things, if you're not ready to learn new stuff, you're going to be buried sometime in the future. Okay, people are going to get over your head. You're going to get dumped somewhere. Why? Because you're going to be slow. You don't know anything. You're not ready to accept change. You're not ready to put up some new challenges. You're not ready to accept new things in life. If you're not ready to do that, you cannot face the future. Because, even we are challenged. Myself, right? Myself, I am challenged these days. I got to keep learning a lot every day. Why? Because technology keeps on developing. Can I stop that? No, I cannot stop that. Technology cannot be stopped. It keeps developing rapidly. So you got to learn ICT, not just ICT, technology. Okay. So I'm not telling you that you got to choose technical stream for LOs. That's not the thing. But you see, you need knowledge about changes. You need knowledge about the new stuff, right? So I don't exactly know why the teachers, why most of the teachers discourage ICT, right? But I know a few reasons. One of them is that some teachers tell you not to choose ICT because they don't have a good teacher in your school. That is a valid reason. Okay, if you don't have a good teacher, then that is difficult. That's going to be difficult, right? So that's why I'm here, right? That's why I'm here to teach you. Well, if you don't have a good teacher at school, don't worry about that. I'm here to teach you. Okay, so that's one reason. Okay, if you don't have teachers at school for ICT, your class teacher or your principal or your sector head might tell you don't choose ICT. So that's a valid point on their side. Okay, so it's up to you to decide now if you can really learn ICT on your own using tuition only. Then I'm ready to help, right? Or else you can choose some other subject. It's up to you. Okay. So that's one reason why teachers discourage ICT. And another reason why teachers discourage ICT is that they're going to lose students. They're going to lose students from their field of expertise or something like that. Okay. So that's another reason. But that usually happens, right? So you don't have to make it a problem. Okay. Again, I'm not blaming teachers, but I'm with the students. I'm with the students who really like to learn ICT, but are finding it difficult because of the society. I'm with you guys, right? So that's why I'm saying these things. That's why I'm talking about it. Okay. So if you are really passionate about learning ICT, don't give up. Not only ICT, okay, forget ICT. If you're interested in something, if you are passionate about learning something or inventing something, then don't give up. Do not ever give up. Don't you dare. Okay? So put your effort into that and make things come up. Okay? Do not ever let somebody else put your dream down. Because it's not their dream, it's yours. It's your dream, but you got to dream the possible ones. Okay? You got to dream the possibility. You got to have a possibility for your dreams, and you got to dream big as well. You can dream big, no problem with that. Okay, and you got to put up a plan for that. That's it. Okay. So why do I say that? Why do I say not to tell your dreams to anybody else? Because it's your dream. God gave you that dream for you. God didn't give that dream for somebody else, right? God gave you that dream because it might be possible for you, right? And if God has given you the courage and the motivation and the instinct, you can do it. So don't let any small mind talk you out of your dream as well. Okay? So you can talk to people, you can get others' opinions, but at the end, it's you who decides what your future is going to be. All right? That's it. So don't worry now. I have students. Now I talked about 28 students who got A passes for A levels, right? A level ICT. But there's more than that who haven't got A passes. There's a lot of students who have got B passes. There's a lot of students who have got C passes. And there's a few students who have got S pass as well. Okay. So I have students who haven't got A passes as well, but they're good in life. They have learned ICT and they are good in life. They're performing well in life. That is what matters at the end of the day, not your certificate. But, if you're really concerned about state university, if you're really concerned about your fees coding, you got to put some effort. Apart from that, grades don't matter. Actually, to me, grades don't matter, but it really does matter for my reputation and your reputation, but I don't care. Now, if you just go through my Facebook feed, I have even uploaded how many students have got B pass, how many students have got C pass, how many students have got S passes. I'm not ashamed to say that because all of them are my students. All of you guys are also my students, probably. Okay, so I will never give up on my students. Okay, learning is for life, not just for the exams. You need grades, but still, you learn, right? Don't you? So, if I had the knowledge that I have now, okay, I have a lot of knowledge now about ICT. So if I had the knowledge now, when I was doing A levels, I could have done A levels within 3 months. Soon after joining the school for A levels, I could have done the A level exam in 3 months or 2 months, right? Because it's a piece of cake for me now. Okay, all right. So you see, don't compare yourself to somebody else. This is a very important thing. Do not ever compare yourself to somebody else's talent. Your talent differs in some or other way. You might be talented in something else than the other. The other person might be talented in something else than you. It differs. Okay, so do not compare yourself to anybody else. Just try to improve yourself little by little. That's it. Right? That's a very big thing I wanted to tell you. Especially in this society, you need that. All right? Where people compare everything with everything. Okay, don't care about it. Keep improving yourself. That is what matters. Okay? Right, so let's go to the next topic, university entrance and Z score. So, yeah, you can enter the university with ICT easily. How? Well, if you're lucky enough to get an A pass or a B pass, you'll have a great Z score, because ICT is a subject that has a bigger Z score. Why do we say bigger Z score? Because not a lot of students learn that. Not a lot of students score marks in that. Why don't they score marks? Because they don't learn. A lot of students think that, oh, ICT is everyday ICT. Every day is technology. We use phones, we use computers. Oh, we know technology. No, that's rubbish. Yeah, you know technology, but the technology that is in ICT syllabus is different. You got to learn things, right? I have seen a lot of students do not even attend tuition classes for A-level ICT. But when they have like 3 or 4 months before the exam, they come and say, sir, can you please teach us ICT, like at least to get a B or C? What were you all doing all these days? Yeah, that's a big mistake. You got to keep learning from the beginning itself. Okay, A-level ICT is not like O-levels. You got to put your effort from the beginning itself. Then it's not a big effort, actually. It's easy, right? So if you do well in your exams, it's easy, by the way, and you're gonna get along fine. You can enter the state university easily, because whatever the other 2 subjects you choose, if you have an A pass or B pass, you're good to go. I mean, you need to have A or B for the other subjects as well, but still, even like, let's say you did commerce, right, for A-levels. You got an A pass for accounting, so you got another A pass for economics, and you got a B pass for ICT. Still, you're going to get into the university easily, most of the time, right? If your Z score is good, still you're lucky to get into the university. Why? Because even a B in ICT has a lot of effect in your Z score. Okay, so not that I'm telling you all a B is enough, but see, I'm telling you the weight. Okay, so that's about the university entrance, and there's a lot of courses that involve ICT as a 3rd subject. Now that's another concern for students. A lot of teachers discourage ICT because of that as well. They say if you choose ICT as a 3rd subject, in universities you don't have much choice. Well, you have like 48 courses, almost like 48 courses in state universities. So isn't that enough? Okay, so you got to do your own research before discouraging something, right? So I've done mine. Okay, I've done my research, and that's what I have to tell you. And still, I'm a student who has completed a degree from a semi-state university. So I'm not worried about that as well. But still, I'm bothered about that. So you see, as I told you, I had a period of life at school where I have achieved a lot. Okay, so it's not that I hate state university, but I chose semi-state because it's quicker. Okay, it's quicker, but these days I think it's very expensive. When I was starting, it was not so expensive like these days. These days it's very expensive, starting with at least semi-state universities. So I don't know. You better you better do your best if you are trying for a university degree. Okay. And yeah, that's it. That's it with the fourth topic for today. And the fifth topic is whether it is easy to learn ICT. Yes, it is. If you learn ICT the way I tell you to, it's going to be easy. If you don't have a discipline towards learning, it's going to be difficult. Simple as that. If you learn ICT the way I recommend you, it's going to be easy. But if you're negligent, it's going to be hard. Okay, it's easy. Trust me. But you got to do as I say. Then it's going to be easy. Right? Okay. So how do you learn ICT? Well, for A levels, you don't have textbooks. I think you are aware of that by now. For any A level subject, you don't have textbooks like you have. You got to depend on your teacher's notes and teachings. Okay, that's again another important thing. And when you're learning, okay, you got to focus. You need a driving force. So I'm coming to what I told you earlier. Have a goal in life first before you start A levels. Pick your dream, what you're going to be, what you're going to do after your A levels, and after 5 years, after 10 years, what you're going to be. Then work for it. That's going to be your driving force. All right. So that was one frequently asked question. And another frequently asked question is that, do you need to have a pre-knowledge on ICT? Do you have to have done ICT for O levels to do ICT for A levels? Not really, right? You don't have to have done ICT for O levels to learn ICT in your A levels, because in A levels we go from the beginning again. Okay, it's from the basics again. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry that you haven't done ICT for O levels, no problem. But if you have done ICT for O levels, it's going to be easier because you already know a lot of things. Because in A levels, the A level syllabus has like 70%, almost like 70% of A level ICT syllabus is from the O level ICT syllabus. So we are going to learn that again. We're going to learn that 70% from O levels again in your A levels. So if you have done O level ICT, then it's going to be easier. But if you haven't done ICT for O levels, you got to put in some efforts, as it is your first run. Okay. So I hope that problem is clear now. And another thing is, do you need pre-knowledge of ICT? That's another frequently asked question. Like, what kind of pre-knowledge? Pre-knowledge refers to, technology and computer usage and so on. It's not going to be a problem. Okay, but if you have a pre-knowledge, that's fine. That's going to be, again, as I told you earlier, that's going to be easy for you. But still, we are here to learn, right? So it's okay. Even if you don't have a pre-knowledge about ICT, I'm here to teach you, right? And another FAQ is, Do you need a computer when you start ICT for A-levels or even for O-levels? It's not a must actually, because everybody has a smartphone these days, so no problem. You have a smartphone these days. I really quote a lot of examples about smartphones these days, so I don't really talk about computers much. So having a computer is not a must. It's not compulsory, but if you have a computer, if you have a laptop, use it. Don't just keep it for your dad or your brother or your mom or your sister. Just if there is a computer at home, there is a laptop at home, do something with that without wasting time, by the way. Not to watch movies or listen to songs. I mean, try something with the computer. Okay, try something. Don't just keep that. You have resources. If you have resources, try them. Get some experience. All right. So that is about the computer thing. And when you start learning ICT, if you're gonna join my classes, then I always ask my students, and you gotta be disciplinary. What do you mean by disciplinary? In learning, I mean, okay. So, do not feel shy when you're learning. Like, if you have a question, just ask me, no problem. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm not going to tell you that it is a dumb question. I'm not going to tell you that don't ask me stupid questions. No, I'm not going to say something like that. If you have questions, throw it at me. I'm here to help. All right? A lot of students have this problem. Like, students are afraid to ask questions. Why? Because of the fear that others might laugh at you. Right? Because of the fear that the class might laugh at you, or your teacher might laugh at you, or somebody else might think bad of you. No. Let them laugh. If they do laugh, then let them laugh. Because when you are learning, they are laughing. So they are behind you already. See, they are already behind you. They are already behind you in morality. Right? They're not even close to you. If they are laughing at your questions, they're laughing at your improving performance. Right? So, see, if you have questions, just ask me while you're learning, okay? And make mistakes while learning. Because after you go into the society, if you make a mistake, there'll be a bigger crowd to laugh at you. But here, it's only a smaller crowd. Even if they are laughing, who cares? I don't care. I don't care about others, right? I don't care about others' opinion. When I'm asking a question with somebody, when I'm talking to somebody, no problem. Because I'm here to learn, then fine. Okay, so that's my advice to you. When you're learning, make mistakes. You're never going to forget that. Okay? Right. So that's all for the questions. I mean, those are the important things that I wanted to tell you today. And the last thing is I need to talk about how the classes will be conducted. Okay, so I'll go quickly with this. There will be a 2-hour class every week. Okay, the class would be for 2 hours maximum. And just like what we do today, there will be a 5-minute break for each and every 40 minutes. Once the meeting is over in 40 minutes, there'll be a small 5-minute break for me and for you as well. You can drink some water, stretch yourself, come back. You can do whatever you want within that 5 minutes, and then we'll start again. Okay. So for 2 hours, there'll be 3 joinings, right? You'll have to join 3 times in total. That's how the Zoom meeting will be done. And recordings of each class will be sent to everybody. Okay, I'll be sending you the recordings after the class, not immediately, but after a day or 2, I'll be sending you the recording. And the next thing is, that's very important, notes for the next class. Notes for the next class will be included in the recording of the previous class. Previous class means, let's say, now today this is the introduction, right? So in this video's recording, I will be including the notes of your first class for next week. Next week will be our first class, right? So we'll be starting chapter 1 next week. So I'll be including the notes for next class in this week's recording, right? So you gotta, even if you're not watching the recording fully, you gotta watch the last part. The notes will be included in the last part of the recording. Okay, so you better write those things down before the class starts. Okay, I hope that's possible, right? And another important thing, when you're learning with me, I told you, you got to follow my instructions, right? So one of the most important instruction that I have to tell you is that after each and every class, you got to go home, or you're already at home. So after each and every class, you have to revise. Is it? No. That's the usual thing that you hear, right? But I'm not going to say that. What you got to do is, after each and every class, you got to create questions and write answers to those questions. If you are learning about a computer today, then you got to create a question about the computer. What is a computer? Give an example or something like that. You can create an MCQ question. You can create fill in the blanks. You can create matching questions, true or false. It's up to you. You can get creative with that. Okay, so that's very important. That's very effective in learning. So after each and every class, whatever you learn for that class, you got to create questions on that. That's it. Can you all do that? Let's see. If you're going to follow my classes, you better do that. Right. So let's join again and talk about the rest. So that was about how you got to do the learning process. Okay, when I'm teaching you, you can ask questions when I give you time. Right, I'll be giving you time for questions, so you can put forward your questions. All right, and it's a very important thing that you create those questions and answers that I already told you. Okay, and the next thing is classes will be on Saturdays at 1 p.m. That time is fixed because I have other classes at other times. So the class would start at 1 p.m. and almost go until 3. And the fee for the online classes would be 2,500 per month, and for the physical classes it would be 3,000 per month. So rest assured that I will be continuing the online class even after we start physical classes. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay. Physical classes will be started as soon as these traveling issues are sorted out. Okay. Till then, students who wish to join the physical class can, join the online class and continue. So at some point when the traveling issues are okay, then we'll start physical as well parallelly, which means even online class will continue till your exams. All right. So physical classes will be started in Kandy and Mavanalla, and even in Gilioya there was an institute who they were asking me to do the classes there. So I will be doing at Gilioya town as well. And those are the 3 locations for the physical classes as of now. So if there's anybody else who wants me to do a physical class in some other location, then please contact me over phone. We can talk things out, right? We can sort them. So if you can arrange a group of students in some place, then if possible, okay, if I'm available, I can, do that. Right? Let's talk about it. Okay. So you can call me on my number, that is 07761022026. I think you already know that, don't you? Yeah. And you can find more details about my classes, the online classes, in my website, that is lankanmentor.com, LANKANMENTOR.com. So just wanted to spell it to you. So that's it. Okay. Now's the time for your questions. I'm free. Let's see who has questions for me. You can give me your questions. Where did you study when you are doing your O-levels? I studied at Mavanalla Baduria College. Okay. What else? What else do you want to ask me? Come on, guys. You had a lot of questions in the beginning, but what, are y'all sleeping now? Come on, get up. Your talking skill is awesome, and oh wow, thank you. Do we need to have a good math knowledge to do ICT for A-levels? That's a good question. Do you need mathematics knowledge for doing ICT for A-levels? Like, you need an average mathematics knowledge, that's for sure. You need to have the knowledge of at least a grade 10 student. Okay, you need maths knowledge. Like if you're going to compare with your marks at school, you need to have got at least 35 or 40 marks, that much knowledge to do ICT for A-levels. That's going to be easier. Minimum 35. Okay. But still, if you can understand mathematics, but you're not so good with exams, no problem. There are students like that. They perform well in the class, but they don't do well in exams. If you are such a student, fine, not a problem. Okay, and English knowledge matters. Okay, there was a lengthy question. Just let me check it out. Was it an international school? No, it was a government school that I learned. And if a person had done ICT for A-levels and finds a job without doing their degree, can they get a job? Yeah, if they're lucky. You know, there are people who get lucky. Okay, you can start working soon after A-levels. It's not a problem if you can find a job. But you know, these days it's a challenge. You know, finding a job soon after A-levels, it's a big challenge. Like before 10 years, that was a piece of cake. You know, if you had done ICT for A-levels, wow, your job was for sure. Okay, so that's how it works. What is the AL stream to become a software engineer? Well, there's no specific stream. Even if you were a biological science student, you can do a software engineering degree and become a software engineer. But you know, I'm just saying, it's possible. I know of people who did biological science for their A-levels and they are software engineers now. So that's what I told you. Okay, so it doesn't matter what stream you choose. Okay, but if it is a state university that you're trying, you can go for commerce as an easy path, arts as an easy path, or mathematics as a challenging path. Mathematics is a bit challenging, so if you're not sure about that, don't step inside. Okay, if you're not sure about doing mathematics for A-levels, do not step inside A-level maths. Okay, that's a fair bit of advice for everyone. All right. So it doesn't matter, even if you choose commerce, arts, you can still learn to become a software engineer. It's just ICT that you need. But you know, to become a software engineer, you need to be good with mathematics as well, for a certain extent. To learn ICT for A-levels, you know, you need to have like at least 30 marks at your school exam, at least 30, 35. You need to have that much knowledge of mathematics to understand A-level ICT. That's pretty clean. Okay. And there was another question, is it worth doing commerce with IT? Yeah, it depends on what you're going to do after your A-levels. That's what I told you. Depends on what you're going to do with your future, right? If you're going to do something related to technology, if you're going to relate something with technology, it's going to be very much easy, right? To become a programmer, that's fine. Doing commerce with IT, no problem. That's a good thing, because rather than mathematics stream, commerce stream would be a bit flexible for you. Flexible. And it's easy to get a job if you know technology, because nowadays, can you find a company? Can you find any company? I'm not talking about a software company, all right? Can you find any company these days, any industry that does not use computers, that does not use software? It's very difficult. So almost all of the large companies, businesses, industries, they use technology. So you can do well if you go with ICT as a third subject. That's not going to be a problem. And what are the other subjects you can take for A levels apart from ICT? Any subject. Like for commerce, you can have accounting, business, ICT, or else accounting, economics, ICT. It's possible. Arts, any 3 subjects. Okay, any 3 subjects. So ICT could be a third subject, no problem. Right, and for mathematics, mostly students skip chemistry and do ICT. Boys, mostly they skip that chemistry and do physics, right? And girls mostly skip physics and do ICT for mathematics. I'm just kidding. And there was another question. A student is doing ICT, media, and what's the other one? English for A levels. So what are the job opportunities that you can expect? Well, you have a lot of job opportunities, because you're going to learn literature, media, wow, and ICT. So everything's related to the future, right? So you'll have ample opportunities. Like again, I'm coming to the same thing that I told you earlier. Depends on what you're going to do with your life. Make up a goal. Think about it. Sit alone and think. Do some research. Or else, if you're not sure, if you are just learning to get a job, then you can go to Google and find ICT and media jobs. Wow, there's a lot of jobs these days. Okay. So, and one more important thing, after your A levels, if you have plans for, going abroad or going overseas, that's a good idea, considering the current situation of Sri Lanka. Okay. Yeah, that's my bit of advice for you guys on that. And what else do you have? Any other questions? Alrighty then. Well, still, if you have any questions that you get later, you can drop me a message on my WhatsApp, or else you can drop a voice note, no problem. And if you are willing to join the classes, let me know in the WhatsApp messages. And if possible, just let your friends know that there is an ICT class like this as well. Okay, that's going to help me and your friends as well. All right, so I think that's enough for today, isn't it? Yeah. So let's meet next week, probably. Right. So I'll be including the notes for the next week's class. I mean, the notes of chapter 1. We're going to start chapter 1 next week. So I'll be including the notes for the next class in this video's recording, and I'll send you the recording as well. And every Saturday at 1 p.m., that is the online class time, right? Every Saturday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. That's it. Okay. Right. If you have any other questions, just feel free to contact me through WhatsApp. I'll see you next week. Have a good day.